for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off your order. Yo, what's good guys? VenomFire here, back to the video, and today I'm bringing you guys what I think is the best run and pass defense in Madden 21. Now, I've been running this formation to stop the run and the pass for years, but this one is probably my favorite run defense so far this year. Nobody else has really found any standout run defense in my opinion, and this is one that I have been using to defend pretty much every run formation. Now, this video is going to be more focused on inside zones out of both offset and just base formations. In addition to that, I'm going to be talking about the pass defense out of the exact same play, so you don't have to audible or adjust differently depending on if you think your opponent is running or passing. Before we get into the video though, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We are on the road to 10K subscribers. Hit that sub button if you are new. So the formation we are in is nickel normal. Nickel normal is a very just good base formation. I feel like it's always been good in Madden since the beginning of time, and that's no different this year. Now, I've already dropped a run defense video defending those inside runs, those single back under center type halfback dives and stretches. But this one's going to be, again, focused on the inside zone out of shotgun, because that's personally what I have been struggling with the most, just defending people spamming inside zone. It's a super good run this year, and I'm going to show it off against some of the most popular runs, show you how to blow it up in certain different ways. So the base play that I like to run it out of is going to be the Nickel Blitz 2. Nickel Blitz 2, it does play a little bit different than just a base cover 2. You will see that the linebackers are positioned in a different position or a different alignment so that they shoot the run better. But again, Nickel Blitz 2, let's just hop straight into it. And for this setup, you're actually going to be using the strong safety. So if you have a good strong safety, you can just throw them here. In this case that we're using the Jaguars, we're stuck using a 74 overall, but I think it's good that we're using the Jaguars because it shows that we can stop the run using any team. You don't need a high overall player. So I'm just going to start out in a gun doubles. Later in the video, I will switch to a Trey Y flex, give you guys some diversity in the run game. So here we are out on the field. First things first, you're going to press your defense. The next adjustment you're going to do is you're going to pinch your defensive line and you're going to slant your defensive line outside. So your adjustments are going to look like this. The last thing you want to do are simply blitz your linebackers. Make sure that you do not pinch your linebackers. That is very important. And you notice that Joe Schobert, that linebacker on the left side, he's actually hovered over the line of scrimmage. That's something that you do not want. So what you have to do is you just click onto him, and then you click off, and he will move back into his spot that you want him at. Now, as far as your user is concerned, pretty much what you want to do with that is just leave him in the middle of the field around here. You're going to shoot this inside zone in particular directly up the middle. Against offset, you won't be able to do that, but for just any inside zone like this, you should be able to cut it just up the middle. Now, obviously, you take a look at our pass defense behind it. It's not going to be the best. But again, I'm going to show you how to adjust out of it. So just pay attention for the run defense for this first portion. As we continue on later in the video, I will show you how you can make those adjustments to stop the pass. So let's just go ahead, hike the ball here, and boom, you shoot the gap right up the middle. You see Joe Schobert shooting free, and you see my user going straight through the middle. All right, as you saw, it works that first time out. Let's go ahead, set it up yet again here. The adjustments are press your defense, pinch your defense line, slant outside, and blitz all linebackers again. That might seem like a lot of adjustments if you're new to Madden, but as far as just, compared to some of the other run defenses in the past, it is relatively simple. And again, the last thing you do is you click onto Joe Schobert there, and then you just move him around. Just hit your left stick to the right a little bit, click off, and then he'll move back to his spot. But again, base coverage. Again, we'll talk about pass defense in a little bit, but user right here, you wait for them to snap the ball, and then you can shoot the gap right there. Now you will see Raheem Mostert is going to break some of my tackles throughout this video. He did when I was living this defense at least, and that's because we are using, again, a low overall safety. In Ultimate Team, I'm going to assume that you're not using a 74 overall safety. That is one position, free safety and strong safety, that you cannot go cheap on, so that's what I would recommend. But again, press your defense, pinch your D-line, slant outside, blitz all linebackers, and then just click on. And again, you should have more than enough time to be able to do this. Again, you use it right here. You're going to be able to run straight through that gap. And occasionally you do get picked up, but you notice when I ran that first time, if I were to get picked up, I would either free one of my D linemen or Joe Schobert would come free on that run. And again, you these adjustments work from both sides. So if I were to flip the formation, it would still work from that right hand side if they were to run inside zone the opposite side. But yeah, I've seen inside zone runs to the left a little bit more, so that's just the reason I do that. So let's just hop into some base pass coverage because I want to show off the pass defense against this formation as well as Trey Y flex. So again, you're going to set up the run the exact same way. You're going to press, you're going to pinch the line, you're going to slant outside, you're going to blitz all linebackers, and you're going to click off like this. Now, it's very interesting in the case that you are in a cover 2 shell, you're not in a man coverage shell. So what I like to do personally is you don't really need this cornerback on the left side blitzing. He's getting picked up by the receiver regardless, so him being on a blitz doesn't really do him anything. So what you do is I like to just man him up right there. Now, one other thing you're going to do is you want to go ahead, also man up that corner on the right side on that solo side receiver. Now, the reason you do that is you just don't want to get burnt deep, so it'll look like this. Now, again, in the case of a gun doubles, I would expect the running back to be blocked a lot, and in the case that they do end up sending 5 people out, you can also go ahead and get pressure just by sending your 6 people. But if you notice him sending his running back out, you can actually man up Miles Jack on the running back. Now again, that will hurt your run defense a little bit, but as far as pass defense, it definitely will help out, and it gives you sort of a QB spy if they end up blocking him. And pretty much with your user, if they end up putting the ball in the air, all you're worrying about is really that tight end, maybe on a deep route. And then I guess you're looking at X on maybe a drag. You should get pressure though relatively quickly. And again, this isn't necessarily the best pass defense. So if you see him doing a tell, if he's making hot routes, I would switch to a better pass coverage than this. But I can also give you some other stuff. Just know that it won't be as good against the run. So let's go ahead, have them hike the ball right there. And you see that's what happens when you man up your running back. They are able to cut it back to the right side. That's why I don't really recommend that. So if you notice him running the ball every first down, just blitz him. But show it one more time against this, and then we will hop into a little bit more complicated pass defense. Then we'll go into the Trey Y flex again. Here's the adjustments. Let's go with a different pass defense. So just pretend that they're going to throw the ball here. What I would do is probably just go ahead and man him up, and then I would just throw Miles Jack in the middle third, and I would use Schobert. So just give myself a base cover 2 look. If I wanted to, I could just run it like this as well, where I can just zone all of my linebackers. But again, just a base cover 2, man up that corner or that slot wide receiver. This is probably your best coverage out of the cover 2. Again, cover 2 shells are not my favorite this year. If I wanted to, I could also double flat. So I could do something like this, where I have my curl flat set to 5 yards, my cloud flat set to 20 yards. I still do have those 4 people blitzing, so if I wanted to, I could throw maybe X and a vertical hook. Again, you can really mix it up. I could always throw X and curl flat. Maybe I man up that slot corner. But there's a lot of things you can do. Obviously, when you're doing this, you're susceptible to the inside zone. But I actually did miss that gap shoot, but still, I had a chance to shoot it in the backfield with Joe Schobert. With that being said, let's go ahead and switch to a gun Trey Y flex. All right, here we are in the gun Trey Y flex. Gun Trey Y flex inside zone is going to be a lot better than that other inside zone, in my opinion, which makes it more difficult to stop the run out of it. The good thing about it is that we're keeping the same exact run defense adjustment, so you don't have to switch up depending on the formation, which is always nice. So again, we're just going to press, and the reason that you press specifically against Trey Y flex is you need that cornerback on the right side, specifically for the run defense. But what you do is you pinch your D-line, slant outside. Again, you guys already know the adjustments. Move Schobert back. And particularly against this one, what I would do is I would just man up Y on Y, just like this. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Against this run, you can't really shoot it up the middle. You will get picked up. So just be careful about that. Now, I actually did end up shooting it, but sometimes you will get blocked. Trust me on that. It's not going to be necessarily a 100% guarantee like the other one was. But again, I'll show it. Just give you guys a couple of looks on what I would do if the running back were to cut in a certain way. Now, if I were to stand right here and try to cut it from the outside, what would happen is I would get picked up by Deebo Samuel on that block. For whatever reason, that blocker is just the best blocking wide receiver in the game. It's not him in particular, but it's this formation, this run, where that blocker just can pick me up if I was like over here. It's just very annoying. But again, let's set it up. And the reason that we move that corner on the right side in, we have to press him, is simply it'll help our pass defense, but it will also help our run defense in that we need the tight end to go ahead and pick him up. If he doesn't, we can just blitz him off the edge and he will help in the run game. But let's snap the ball. You see bad gap shoot by me, and that's the problem with shooting it up the middle, is it's so easy for them to cut it outside. That's why I really don't recommend it. I usually just sort of strafe up over here, and then I will move to this left side again. There's not really a particular way to shoot this one per se, but you just kind of got to hover over and just fill the gap wherever you think the running back's going to go. But there again, Joe Schobert, I don't know how he missed that, but you see he shot free. My user, I just engaged with the lineman, so it would free one person up. But again, I'll show it one more time, and then we will hop into some of the pass defense adjustments against this coverage in particularly. For this one, I'm not going to try and run up the middle. I'll just try and run up the left side here. And again, gap shooting is one of those tactics that will take skill. It will take practice. But again, you see I can sort of click off. Whether they were to cut that back inside or to the outside, my user would be there. And if you get a secure tackler or an enforcer, it will help with this in particular. So let's hop into some of the pass defense adjustments. Again, I'm just going to set up the run defense the same regardless, and then we can adjust out of it. But what I like to do in particular is actually man up that slot corner on the tight end. That will, help in the run game as well as defend him if it is a pass. Man coverage, very solid to mix in this year, a zone and man coverage type bluff defense. So you're going to man him up. And then with the running back, there's some very popular pass plays with the running back in this. So what I could do is I could actually man up A on the tight end. Maybe I man up that slot corner on the running back, do something like this. Or I could do something like this where I man up Miles Jack on him. But again, that might not work if you don't have a fast enough linebacker. And again, you can put safeties at linebacker in the nickel normal formation, so don't worry about it too much. In this particularly, what I could do is either man up X like this, and then maybe all I have to worry about is that, Deebo Samuel on his crossing route or whatever, and then maybe I throw LB on a curl flat. Something like this could be a very solid pass and run defense. Again, it's never going to be the best when you're worried about the run, but you can sort of minimize the passing game like this. And again, you see Joe Schobert coming free every time out of that run. Now again, you're not going to get the same result 100% of the time, but you get sort of the same results. I've ran it 5 times. I've got this result twice. I got this result twice. Consistency is pretty key with this, and you see they've never really popped the run for more than 5 yards. And if your opponent wants to sit there and run the ball for 3-4 yards of carry, I guess he can do that, but most people will get impatient and begin to pass, which is when these runners make their mistakes. So that's pretty much going to do for the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description, and peace. I'm out of here.